haven't seen yet, and has been hidden from us for a few hundred years. Here it is. And like any other wall, the Kotel is built out of stones, out of bricks. But these stones have very interesting stories. We've already mentioned how large Herod's temple was, how high it was, how big it was, and now we'll see that also in the small details, Herod put a lot of effort, and maybe not so small details. What am I talking about? Take a look. An average elephant weighs about 3 tons. It's a lot, it's a lot, right? 3 tons. A small stone in the western wall like this one weighs, on average, about 6 tons. It's about 2 elephants. Let's recall that we're standing 32 feet above ground level, and the quarries are 3 miles to the north. A medium-sized stone weighs about 60 tons. It's about 20 elephants, and an enormous stone like this one behind me, which stretches out all the way from your far left to your far right, about 42 feet. Just a bit longer than a bus in the city, 4 meters high and 3 meters deep, weighs about 570 tons. It's about 200 elephants. The question being, how did they actually manage to bring it here? Well, there were several ideas. One of the best ideas was that they used to lay down logs of wood and drag the stone across after they tied the stone to oxen. But modern science, when they tried to drag something of that weight across the best logs they could find in the area, came to the conclusion that one of the two, either they had different logs or they had different physics put together. Today it just doesn't work with it. The frank answer is that we really don't know. What do we know? After the stones were poured in, they didn't use any plaster or cement to stick them together. They chiseled them to fit exactly one to each other, and then the art began. Because if you look to your left and to your right, what you'll see is that the stones are coarse, very ugly stones, unlike these. These stones are special stones, known worldwide for their special hallmark, the Herodian hallmark. What was that? The surface of the stone has a dull texture, you can see that, around which there is an exact smooth margin. Whoever has keen sight can see that the face of the stone itself has its own margin, about 1.5 inches wide, exact. And this is true for every single stone in all the 4 supporting walls and the bridge of Herod's Temple Mount. If you see a stone without this exact hallmark, one of the two, either it's not Herodian from later times, or it's been erased by time and weather, or just by the people who dug here at the beginning that were very sensitive to the stones. If this is true, is the stone behind us really Herodian? If it is, take a look above. Where's the upper margin? Everything's broken. The answer is that this stone knew many days of fame, but that's the part of the story when the stone begins to tell us about destruction. When the Romans entered the city, they destroyed the temple. That's not enough. They also tried to destroy Temple Mount, pushing down layer after layer of brick. When they reach this layer, you wouldn't believe it, 570 tons doesn't move that easily. So what they do is, they take a hammer and chisel and begin to hammer away. Break the stone bit by bit. Why do they stop? We don't know. What do we know? But what you're looking at is the evidence of how much 2,000 years ago the Romans wanted to erase the Jewish history of Temple Mount, and we thank God that they didn't succeed, and today we can come and touch our history. Any questions? Okay. The layers above Herod's layers are Muslim layers from 600-700 years ago that reconstruction Temple Mount for their religious purposes. Yeah. Sure, feel free. Any place you find. Anything else? Okay. 2,000 years ago, the temple was destroyed, Jews still lived in Jerusalem. But 65 years later, they decided to rebel, the rebellion of Bar Kokhba, put down by a very interesting figure called Adrian, otherwise known as Adrian Caesar. Adrian Caesar doesn't only put out the rebellion, he also banishes the Jews from Jerusalem. Banishes the Jews from Jerusalem and calls this city, the city of Adrian, Sancta Ilia Capitolina, the Holy Ilia Capitolina, to make sure everyone knows at the entrance of Nablus Gate he puts up a pole, and on top of that, a statue of none other than himself, so that everyone who enters the city will know this is no longer the That day, Jews have tried to come back to the city of Jerusalem. In Roman times, they're not allowed at all. Byzantine times, they're allowed, but they have to pay on special days. And in Muslim times, they come back and build a synagogue just 30 feet ahead. We'll stop there and tell the story.